I am back with even more Beanie Baby Taxidermy. First video that I did were these two little tigers, my little fraternal twins. Obviously unhinged in its own right. But then from there, I got even crazier with this Smoochie the Frog dissection taxidermy. So again, like weird, took it to the next level. And then I'm afraid to say I've taken it to the next weirdest level with my newest Beanie Baby taxidermy. So let me show you. This is the butterfly Beanie Baby under the Cloche dome, whimsical taxidermy DIY. Let me take the top off. Look at how amazing. Obviously, I had to go one, whimsical, but also I wanted everything except for the butterfly to look super realistic to then make the butterfly look even more realistic. So in today's Beanie Baby taxidermy video, I am gonna show you how to make this Cloche dome Beanie Baby display case. Let's do it. At first I headed to Hobby Lobby because I thought I was gonna do a pin display like Smoochie the Frog. And then I don't even know how I thought it up, but somehow thought up the classic butterfly cloche display. Found this at Michael's for just under $20 with my military discount, and then knew I had to start acting on some accessories. Okay, it's 40% off mini making. So I'm definitely getting these mushrooms. Wait, this is incredible. There's more. So this is the wood that I'm going to cut to use for this butterfly project. This piece of wood used to be a part of a freshwater fish tank that Matthew used to have. When he took down the tank, this piece of wood just sat in our back porch for years, and I decided that I'm going to repurpose it. Obviously, I didn't remember it being so ginormous, so here I am cutting it down with the miter saw. And then now, just, because I'm so indecisive, I'm going through every single piece to see if it fits in the dome, if it looks the way I want it to look, while also going to be allowing space for the butterfly. I did not think that these pieces were going to be so ginormous, nor did I realize how big this butterfly is. You can see I put it in this dome, and I quickly realized I'm going to need to make some accommodation for those wings. I want to be able to articulate them. So finally picked a piece of wood, brought it inside, and stained it with some maple gel stain from Hobby Lobby. And at this point, while I'm letting that dry, I moved on to my butterfly. So I knew I need to open up these wings to get wire inside in order to be able to manipulate the wings and make them sit and stand a certain way. So I'm using my X-Acto knife. I don't have a seam ripper, but if you have one of those, that would work as well. And I am just working through each piece of thread and pulling it apart to open up the inside. Took out the little bag of beans and the little fluff that was in there, and I'm going to be replacing it with this wire. I am doing this as I go, and that's the whole purpose. I'm doing it as I go, so then when you do it, you can just follow the instructions. I started with just a singular piece of wire. You can see me putting it into this wing right now, isolated to just this left wing. it made it so the wing itself could be articulated, but it won't stand up still. So I'm gonna come back to how I actually fix this. For now, at the time, I don't know it's a problem, and I'm using some hot glue, an E6000, and this ribbon, and I'm sandwiching the ribbon in between the top seam and the bottom seam just to close the wing back up. I actually really like how that turned out, and it really plays into the pink of the butterfly. I just didn't want to sew. I'm starting to realize the issue with the wing, so I just decided to put the butterfly aside and let me just work on the actual base. So I just hot glued the wood to the base, just again made sure everything fit up fine, and then decided let me just go in on all of the realistic details that I'm envisioning, starting with these mushrooms. So these little pastel pink mushrooms are the ones that I got at Michael's. They're just foam with a little fabric on top. So I decided to paint the fabric. It's a combination of brown and red acrylic paint, and I did a little bit to the bottom as well, because things are a little messy and dirty on the forest floor. I decided to come back in with a bit more red paint at the top of the cap, and then I did do some pure dark brown at the base of the cap. When these dry, you can really see like the ombre effect that really makes them look like they're real little mushrooms in the forest. Look at that difference. There are some little gold spots, and I decided to keep with the whimsical mushroom theme. Let me cover every single one of these with some acrylic white paint, and I really feel like this made such a difference. It really looks like it would be something you would see in some like whimsical forest fairy tale. And then from there, I just started gluing things on. So you can see I did buy the moss, and I put the moss at the base using E6000, and I did hot glue to glue the mushrooms to the base and then to the wood as well. I just cut it at an angle. It's just foam and then hot glued to the wood. So this is obviously looking fantastic. Not to brag, but yeah, I have to brag. And then my little butterfly is gonna go right like that. So now I do think I need to do some specific alterations on this butterfly. I started down here and put wire inside so it could be manipulated, but the one thing I'm finding is that it's not staying up. What I need to do is put a wire like all the way through. I think that's the issue. I think that little embellishment turned out pretty good though. To make this work the way I want it to work, I need to get a wire all the way through. So I am going to rip this seam here. I almost need to just like cut in right here. Okay, I think that worked. I'm gonna take this wire. This is like copper jewelry wire from Michael's. Where's the end? And I almost wanna like make it wing shaped, but then keep it going to the other side. Okay, so before I slip that through, let's open up the other side to make sure that we can retrieve it. There are like actual seam rippers. I do not own one, so I am making do with my X-Acto knife. Let's see if we can pull this off. There we go. Oh my God, there she is. So I'm gonna pull her all the way through and put the actual, oh my God. I can't believe that worked. Wow, I should have more faith in myself. Oh my gosh, okay. Wow, that is really cool. And this is a dream. It's all I need. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, and it's sitting in there like literally perfectly, which is crazy. Like that. Wow. That is so cool. This was the move, because now if I bend these, they actually stay up. So that was the move right there. I might do these bottom ones again just to make that work. Same technique as before with the ribbon. I'm just sealing up the seams that I just ripped apart. Top is done and they actually stand up. Wire comes through on the bottom here, so I just need to do that one more time through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little incision here. I think that's through. And then another one over here. Let's just see if I can stick some more wire through. Oh my god, perfect. And then obviously I had to embellish the crap out of this thing with these gemstones. This is like screaming Sailor Moon to me, and I don't know why. Oh my god, that is so funny. So it's gonna look something like... At this point, I am extremely happy with how the butterfly came out. I think in the instructions that are linked below, I'll go into a little bit more detail about how you can avoid all of the extra wire work that I did. From there, as you can see, I'm deciding to add some more moss onto the base, and I did get these little leaves and flowers, and I just really thought it would just add, again, another little touch to make it look as realistic as possible. I love the little flowers just coming out from the base of what appears to be a tree trunk. Now I am back to my butterfly. I am gluing the exposed wire on the underside of the butterfly's torso. What is that, like a thorax? It's something like that. I don't remember bug anatomy, but I'm just gluing the wire to the torso so it actually stays. I did that with hot glue and then just used a little toothpick just to make sure to spread the glue around evenly. I'm once again admiring my work and doing some last minute placement options. God, it just looks so fun and silly. I love it. Okay, commitment time. I am hot gluing to the top of the little tree trunk that I made. Just pressing down onto the hot glue. Did that for about a minute, and then I just realized I wanted it to lean forward a bit more, so I added a little more hot glue just under the neck. Pressed it forward and added just a tiny bit of moss just to hide any of that imperfection. And then as you can see here, I'm realizing that with the wings manipulated the way that I did, you can see a lot of the bare underside. So I decided to once again embellish the heck out of this thing by adding way more jewels and gems. And this is it. I'm done, baby. just a few turns so you can see all of the angles. Look at how good those mushrooms look. Do you see what I'm talking about with how it fades from red to brown? I am very proud of that. And at this point, it's time for the outro of the video. So let's go do that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope somebody else has a butterfly that they can do this DIY to. And that, my friends, is how you make your Beanie Baby Taxidermy butterfly display case. Every time I make one of these, I tell myself, like, this is the best one, this is the best one, this is the best one. And as always, I have an instruction list as well as a full supply list down in the link below. If you ever want to see some behind the scenes of what I'm doing day to day, you can check out my Instagram at Audrey Gaynier, and I also have an art Instagram, Chart Art by Aud. Both are linked below as well. Finally, go ahead and go to the description and check out my children's books. They are Coast Guard and Navy themed, but I'm super proud of them. Just another way that you could, one, support me, but two, check out another one of my creative outlets that I am so proud of. Thank you again for watching. I will see you in the next one.